morning, is it, from Zesther's lab. There in the back you can see my first commission done. So I'm ready to do number 2. And I think I'm now, this should actually have been tip number 1. And that is, but it's now tip number 7. But this is the most important tip that I can ever give you. And that is, think like a child. Just think like a child. A child has absolutely no fear. He believes he can do it. He enjoys every second of the process. And he just wings it. I mean, if a small little child, there's no ways that they're going to tell you, I cannot paint. They just believe they can. So, this number 2, commission number 2, my client asked me to do something similar. A little boy catching fish with his dog. She just wants a tree and a river. So, you know what? I've looked through Pinterest and I've got nice photos of little boys fishing and trees and stuff, but because this is now tip number 7, or is it 6? I don't know. But think like a child. So I'm just going to wing it. I'm just going to enjoy myself. I'm just going to wing this. It's only when I'm going to do the little boy sitting fishing and the dog that I'm going to look at a picture. Otherwise, I'm just going to play. And nothing. I absolutely love creating trees. And I'm going to show you that this morning. How to paint a tree. But always remember the first layer in this series that I'm busy with. I think it was The Wonder of Art. I call it The Wonder of Art. And it's all about the tips that I've learned over the years. I'm self-taught. So I'm just sharing whatever I've received. And through trial and error, I've learned a lot of things, and I'm just sharing it with you. And to me, it's all about what I've received. I give what I've received, and just find absolute joy while you create. Because if a little child of 2 or 3 years can do this, you can do this. All we need to do is get rid of all our preconceived ideas and fears and people telling you, but I can't draw a stick man and I cannot paint, and you can. All you just need to do is just start, and all you need is some tools, and I'm giving you the tools, all my tips. Now I just need to get my apron, because to cover your canvas, do your first layer is always a little bit messy. So I've got my beautiful little apron. So let's do this. I'm just going to put my camera down so that you can see the canvas. This time I'm going to do it upright. So I'm actually going to be skew. Oh gosh, so I hope I'll be able to paint. You'll be able to see. And then this little McGafter of mine is a little bit not okay. There you are. I think you'll be able to see quite nicely. Right, so there you can see my little boy. Oh, I got some new palette knives. I'm going to try the palette knives this morning. So they are there. So remember, what is the first thing we always do? Is we wet the canvas. Remember, there are many different people creating, and all of us got different ideas, different things that works for us. So if you start painting and you think, oh no, this is not working for me, then you don't do it. That's the awesome thing. There's no wrong with art. I always tell everybody, there's nothing wrong. You cannot go wrong, because what happens when you do something that you don't like, you just paint over it. So you cannot do anything wrong. So let's start with the background. Always start from the back towards the front. The top, what are you going to see last, if I can call it that, is the air. So we start with the air. Always use our 3 colors, because then we get our shading right. This is going to be the river is coming through here. So there I've got my 3 colors for the sky. This is going to be my 3 colors for the sea. Then I'm going to have my greens here at the bottom and browns. And I'm going to have this ochre color. So, as I said, I'm going to wing it this morning. I'm just going to play. That's it. Think like a child. So I'm going to start from the top. My client also said she wanted a little bit lighter because it's a children's room. So I'm just going to put more white in. Look there. Remember, when you start to mix it too much, you get one color. So remember, another tip, don't mix it too much. And don't worry with the first layer if the color is not perfect. We're going to go over again and again on a later stage to get the color right. So this is look at this beautiful blue. This is the river. The river is not like the sea that there needs to be a horizon. So, who knows? Look there. I touch a little bit of orange here at the back. Need more white. You see, with my technique also, you need lots of paint. It's always so funny when the little children come for a lesson and I say, let's just use lots of paint. They said, but my teacher tells me I cannot use a lot of paint. Then I said, don't worry, teacher is not here now. Here at my lesson you can use lots of paint. You can use our hands and we're just gonna play. Oh, they love it. And remember, now once again, I touch a little bit of green there. Don't fear, that is what makes it interesting. Here I am now at the bottom. Can you see? Yes. Don't mix too much, because this is what you really want. Here at the bottom, you want all the beautiful greens and browns. While I'm washing the canvas, as we can call it, I'm also just doing the sides. But look there, isn't it gorgeous? It's just... so beautiful. That's it. I'm not going to do any more. I love this idea. I'm just going to clean my hands quickly. I'm not going to wash now. Usually I go and I wash my hands after this. But I'm making a video. Don't have time to wash. So I'm just taking my cloth, wiping it off, and yep, Zetster, I'm doing it with all my jewelry. Right, so this is it. Now I'm gonna put on, now we're gonna start with the tree. Remember, it's still wet. I love it like this. So the minute that you start with your tree, if I can just find my black. This is not the right black that I'm now looking for. So I'm gonna, I'm a little bit scared to use my new palette knife. But let's do it. That's it. So I'm gonna put the tree on this side of the canvas. So once again, there's my one color. I'm gonna put black as well, so there's my second color, and then I'm gonna put some white, and that's gonna be my third color. There you have it. This is a little bit thick, but that's gonna be perfect. I want a nice thick trunk here. This is a huge tree with a tree trunk. Look at there, the orange coming through. That was on the canvas, you know. And a palette knife, you just tip, you just go. I'm gonna just go up. Oh, just a tip with a tree. I mean the the pieces on top. Now I lost the name again. The wood. The trunk is very wide or whatever on the bottom, but then when you go up, it's always a little bit thinner. Cannot be where I'm working here. This cannot be wider than this at the bottom. So just remember that. I'm going with the side one going there. And once again, now can you see I've got my blues at the bottom. And what's happening now in my whites is when I scrape this on, the blues are coming through as well, and the whites, and this is what makes it so gorgeous. So always remember, that's why as we're busy when it's still wet, you get all of these nice, I dripped something there. So this is my tree. I'm not gonna have, I'm gonna have some leaves. Another thing coming out there. This one is in front. Don't think, just go for it. But as I say, isn't it gorgeous? Look at the whites coming through. And because I've always, before I started painting, I always thought, okay, a tree is brown and leaves are green. But I never realized there's white in it, there's black in it, there's blues. There are so many things. Colors in just one leaf. So, oh, let me just stand a little bit back. So my little boy is going to sit here on a tree stump. I'm going to use some of this color for my stump just to get that a little bit more prominent out here. So he's just going to sit on this tree stump. Just clean my palette knife there. Let's just make a couple of grass. See, it's starting to dry, so, but I can still do the grass. You cannot see, okie dokie. I am just busy with some grass here at the bottom. Always a little, I love just having a little bit of black, but look at the orange coming through. Isn't it gorgeous? This is what the palette knife, so good. You can just there you have all the greens, and it's going over the little stump there. And this is still my tree stump coming. Look, the black, isn't it gorgeous when I start just putting some black on? I'm thinking like a child. I'm having a ball. So there it is. This is my first layer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop now. Then I'm gonna find my little picture. And remember, they go all over the place. Let me just quickly show you how to do some leaves. I'm just going to go right over the top there. He's sitting under the tree, fishing. Okay, I'm going to use a different palette knife, this one. I'm just going to put some leaves on. Once again, I'm not going to think. I'm just doing this. Start off with one color. Just on top of the palette knife. I'm now standing on the wrong side here. So it makes it a little bit awkward, but oh well. There's just some leaves. You don't think. You're like a child. I don't want too many leaves because it's just the one branch. So once again, you can see as I am doing these leaves, also the background that's still wet is coming out. Now I'm just going to take another green and I'm just going to put it on the leaves that's there already. Now can you see? And later I'm going to put some yellow in, or a little bit of white. This is it. Thanks for joining me. Tip number something. Think like a child. Fear not. You can do this. This is just awesome. And now I just go with the same greens. I always say the colors need to call one another. If you're busy there with the color, get it somewhere else as well. Otherwise, in nature you get all this. The blues will be here at the bottom as well, shining through onto the leaves. There you go. Oh, I love the orange. Yes, yes, yes. I'm an orangey red person. Love that. There you have it. I'm just going to continue here with the greens on top. But thanks for joining me. If I can do this, you can do it. Think like a child. We can do this. We can create. And you know, the only one that needs to love this, it's you. You're doing it for you. And if you love it and there's joy and whatever in your work, others will find joy. That's how it works. All you need to do is share what you've been given. Have a fantastic day. Is it from Zedster's Lab?